So we've been looking at and exploring some Battletech tactics, looking at some different ideas to approach Battletech. This idea of, in the core set, Game of Armored Combat, fantastic value. Really, in my mind, being a wargamer, on a side note, playing a lot of systems, enjoying a lot of systems over the years, most box sets are what they are. They're a bait and switch. They're to give you a taste, give you a lot of value, but they're there to buy you into the bigger system without you knowing. And two examples would be the various Warhammer 40K starter sets, which are fantastic value. They give you some exclusive models on there. You could play, but the idea is you're going to use them to jump off on your army. But they're at least giving you some good stuff. Then you have like X-Wing Miniatures Fantasy Flight starter sets, which look really pretty, but they really don't give you that much at all on there, because they're going to get you on that crack binge, just buying mad plastic and buying tons and tons of ships. It's out of control. The Battletech Game of Armored Combat starter set gives you everything, gives you diversity of mechs, really great mechs to play. There's not a bad mech in that starter set, and you could literally just enjoy the Battletech universe from that perspective just with that set on there. I mean, it really is that good. I have to say Catalyst has done a fantastic job on there. But as things begin to escalate, as we move out, you move into Total Warfare. And this is literally the Total Warfare book that now allows you the rules to utilize tanks and infantry, support vehicles, air support, aerotech on there, artillery, naval units. I've never played a game of Battletech with naval units. One day, I guess. But you can make things as simple or as advanced as you want. And there's a lot of other optional rules in there. And that's before we even get into the operational manuals and other things. So I really haven't been able to find where it is. And I'm going to push this out there to the community. And would this be a house rule? We kind of looked at some Battletech house rules previously, yes or no. Generally speaking, I don't like to play with house rules in a wargaming system, because the rules, good or bad, and there's always going to be some squeaky points and some stress points on there where things don't quite fit together on there. It is a simulation, but the idea is the rules, if we all more or less know the rules, then when you come into a game, especially if it's with strangers or other Battletech enthusiasts, there's no surprises. An example, just to kind of frame that. Years ago, playing Warhammer 40,000, one of the mission parameters was this idea of kill points. If you blew up a really super heavy tank, a Land Raider, think of in Battletech terms a behemoth heavy tank, or a Stalker, you got one victory point. You got 1 point. If you blew up a light transport or just a little 5-man squad, you got 1 victory point. So in Battletech terms, if you blew up a Locust, you got 1 victory point. So where's the balance there? A Locust is worth 1 point and a Stalker is worth 1 point. So in Warhammer 40K at the time, not that Games Workshop is known for their balanced rules, a lot of armies were mech'd up and had transports, APCs, whether they drove or flew or hovered, whatever it's going to be. You delivered your infantry with these vehicles. They were often very, very easy to kill. So a core tactic was, forget your elites, forget your super heavy tanks, forget your massive blob units that got to chew through 100 guys. I'm just going to blow up all your transports and then get my victory points and then spend the rest of the game running away. So those are the rules. Definitely not balanced, but those are the rules. And we went to play in a tournament, and there was a bunch of orc players in this tournament that had transports. And in the 40K universe, orc transports are perhaps the most fragile transports in the game. I mean, essentially, it's like an engine, a bench that a bunch of orcs are going to sit on, and you paint it red, and you send it into the battle on there. So myself and brother Captain James, we're just spending, the entire start of the tournament against orc players just blowing up their transports against victory points to get kill points. So I'm like, 13 kill points to like 2. BC James is like, 15 kill points to 1 on there. He's a better player, 40K player than I am. And we complete the round, and then we find out, oh no, at this store, we all have a house rule. Transports don't count. And it's like, what do you mean they don't count? Those are the rules. And it was just assumed because it was a small rogue trader type tournament. People knew it. You could see where it was going with this. So from that experience and other experiences, I generally like to sit and look at the rules on there. I might not always agree, but the rules are the rules. If there's a point where the rule is not well defined, and this is going to lead into that question because I might have missed it. If the rule is not well defined, I'm all for making a judgment based on logic in the moment. And by logic, not Fritz logic, meaning in-game type logic. And if we can't break the logic, then, you know what, I give it to my opponent. What would generally favor them? Let's go with that. That's the tiebreaker for me. So here's the question. Can you shoot at your own targets in Battletech on there? Can you shoot at your own targets? If I have infantry swarming on a mech or swarming on a vehicle, and the mech is a goner, the vehicle is a goner, can I just try to kill those infantry? I think in the Total Warfare, and I got to look up at it again on there. Admittedly, I'm looking through the PDF on my phone. I think it was somewhere where it's like if you hit, I don't remember if you hit, you hit. If you miss, the damage gets transferred to the infantry or the secondary target. Or I don't know if it splits 50-50. But what do you think about that perspective in a war game? In Battletech, should it be legal? Should it not be legal? Most wargaming systems take a statement on that. And I don't know if it's an ethics thing or a command thing, but this idea where you're not allowed to fire on your insert whatever, troops, tanks, mechs, that's possibly something that one could exploit based on that, if there's the chance of it. Now, I could see, I guess, some commander that's going to call in an artillery strike, and maybe you're not going to do that if your troops are in harm's way. But likewise, I could see certain situations where you might have to do that. I'm not even talking about being like a sadistic commander, but I don't know, it could be like some sort of broken arrow situation, or you're going to be completely overrun in a turn. So call in that artillery or blast away on there. But Battletech, I believe that you can. I'm going to push this out here literally right now up to my YouTube channel, get some feedback, and I'm going to go back and try and find it on there, because there's a lot in the Total Warfare setup with the things that you can do.